Family in mourning tonight after a woman visiting for a graduation was killed in the crossfire of a downtown shooting. Today, KENS 5 reporter Simone Simpson learned 9 young men have been detained in connection with the case. Simone?
Jeremy, the shooting happened around 10 p.m. last night, and it was a fight between 2 groups of young men. Now, a 19-year-old found himself caught in the crossfire. He was shot in the rear end, while an 80-year-old woman traveling down the street sitting in the back seat of a car was shot in the head and later died from her injuries.
Shooting last night made me sick to my stomach.
The victim, who was killed by a stray bullet, was an 80-year-old woman visiting the city.
In town for a graduation.
The shooting between 2 groups of young men happened at 2 separate locations last night, at Indianola East Cesar E. Chavez Boulevard and Hemisphere Boulevard at East Cesar E. Chavez Boulevard. 9 young men have been detained by SAPD.
We have identifications on folks. We have forensic evidence that may lead us to the perpetrator.
Chief McManus says that this specific area is not a hot spot for crime.
And this was a random act by individuals who have no regard for anybody else's well-being. If we have a pattern of offenses in an area, which this was not, we would typically put more patrols in the areas. So a random act doesn't necessarily mean we're going to add more patrols to the area.
The ages of the young men detained were not given, but Chief McManus says if they are charged, they would be charged with murder and aggravated assault.
All too often, young people with guns, with no regard for anybody else's safety, are shooting indiscriminately in open areas where other people could easily be hurt, as was the case last night, as was the case at Market Square.
And we will continue to follow this story with any updates regarding this investigation. Reporting live from downtown, Simone Simpson, KENS 5.